Arnie, has there been a little bit more belief and confidence instilled in the team since the win at the weekend?
No, it's not the first time we've won this season, as you probably know. But it was important for us to start winning again, because if you lose a few times in a row, then the first and most important thing is start winning again and not the performance. And that's what we did. But now we are facing a very strong Sunderland team again. So yes, it helped us, I think, to have more confidence as we had maybe before we went into the West Ham game. But Sunderland is also a very strong opponent to face.
Sunderland, so many people have spoken about this season as well. So many people have been impressed by what they've done so far this season.
Yeah, they brought many players in during the summer, so it's not always easy to immediately be as good as they are. But they've been outstanding. I saw after we played, I saw Chelsea playing Arsenal. Very, very good game, very high standards. And Sunderland was able to beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and were able to have a draw against Arsenal. So that probably tells you how good they are doing this season.
I just wonder, the challenge, being back at Anfield, not so much for you, but for Sunderland coming to Anfield, and the reaction after, when you say it wasn't so much the performance that was important, the win at the weekend, the reaction of the supporters and what it's going to be like.
In the start of the game, the fans were so helpful for us in West Ham, and that's what they're going to be when we're at Anfield. But we have to show up as a team as well, and because that's what's also needed. Apart from the help we get from the start, the better we start the game, the more support we will probably get. But I've noticed recently that the tougher situation we are in, the more support we get from our fans.
What was the dressing room like after the win at West Ham?
Immediately
afterwards?
Not buzzing. I think we were happy, but we also understood that we haven't performed to the standards we should, especially not in terms of results. So there was happiness, but also already focus on Wednesday, because we knew we had to play 3 games in 7 days, and the outcome after those 3 games is probably more important than after 1 game.
Okay, so how long do you feel it will be before you get the performance that you're happy with?
Actually, I've been happy with quite a few performances when we've lost, or phases of the game during the game we've lost. It's also for a reason that I saw, I think this week, a stat that from open play we've created the most chances from all Premier League teams. So if that is the situation, it's impossible to only be unhappy with performances, because you cannot create so many chances with poor performances. It's been clear and obvious where our biggest issue have been in all the losses we've had, and that when I saw the game Chelsea-Arsenal, at a certain moment I saw also again a stat saying that Man United and I think Arsenal were on 10 goals in set pieces and Chelsea on 8, or one of them was different, and we've conceded 9. So yeah, they've scored 10, we've conceded 9, then only being, I don't know exactly, 4 points behind Chelsea is maybe even better than you could expect when you would have seen that stat.
And how about you? How are you? Because it's been intense, hasn't it? Opinion's been intense, punditry's been intense, media has been intense, journalists have been intense, and results have been intense. But the negativity of that intensity, yet you've managed to just stay level-headed, calm.
Yeah.
What we've seen since you've been at Liverpool.
Yeah. Now that it's been intense, I know, but and that it will probably be negative, I expect, and that's completely normal after such a poor run of form. But it's not that every Monday evening or Sunday I'm watching television, see what everybody's saying about me. I'm so focused on improving the team. So I know no one will be positive at this time, except for our fans. Although maybe online they will be a bit different, but I can only feel the support I get throughout the game, and that has been till now very positive. So I am I don't know what people are saying, but I'm aware of the fact that it must be negative because there will be no manager in the world, but people are positive about it if he loses so many games. I've seen it happening so many times with other managers, so it would be a surprise if it doesn't happen to me. But I don't know what people are exactly saying. I can only know what I think about our performances and what people around me think about our performance, what I want the players to know about our performances. And that's why it's maybe a bit easier to stay level-headed because I don't know exactly what they're saying, that they are criticizing me. I'm not stupid. I expect them to do so. Because otherwise the world would have changed in the last 2, 3 or 4 weeks, and I don't think it has. If managers don't perform, they get criticized a lot, and I'm no exception to that.
But is it part of your own makeup, your own personality, your own character that you've always remained calm in difficult situations, but also in really good situations as well, like we saw last season with you winning the title?
Yeah, because the truth I see is when I watch the game back, and when you watch the game back, there are hardly any emotions involved, although you can still be happy if you won that game or disappointed if you've lost it, but you can watch the game much more without emotions. And as I said, you cannot be the team that has created most from open play if everything you do is poor. So I wasn't, again, assuming everybody was very negative, which is the case, that was not completely fair in my opinion then, and that's what I told the players a few times as well. But we were probably also criticized for things we deserved to be criticized on, and for these things I've criticized ourselves as well.
It's not like then you just flick a switch to you're just always this way is your character, just zen. I said to your press officer, zen-like, but you're very, just take it as it is.
Yeah, maybe not always. I think I can be different as well, but we've been not as bad as people said we were. But we have to do certain things definitely better than we did. But so many games we've played, the first chance of the opponent went in. And so many games we've played, we've missed multiple chances. We've been very unlucky to go behind in certain games with moments. So, for example, the United game, one player of us needs 4 stitches and the referee doesn't blow his whistle. Where in every other time referees blow their whistle when players are on the ground for a head injury. So I can come up with multiple things, but we need to do better in certain situations. But we've done better, in my opinion, over the course of a game than the general opinion is, and I think that's why the West Ham game, for the first time, the first chance of the other team didn't go in. And fortunately for us, was their only chance, and it happened after 90 minutes. But if Bowen scores that goal, I think we would have been criticized a lot again. And now probably people said, I don't know, but it was a controlled performance. I don't know which words people use, but the score has so much impact on what people think about the game, and I think it's my job. Although I know people judge me on results, but it's my job to also look through those results. And where last season I wasn't always happy about the performance, but we won, and then I was maybe a bit more negative than pundits were. Or maybe probably now I'm a bit more positive than some people.
When you say the game against West Ham, it wasn't so much about the performance, it was more important that you won the game. And you made the decision over Mo to put him on the substitutes bench. Was that a 100% decision in that, because it's Mo Salah, the reaction it's going to provoke and get for doing that, but also is it something that you had to think long and hard about doing?
Deservingly so, that it is something everybody's looking at, because for so many years he's been so influential for this club, and even last year when I was here he's been so important for the club and for me. So it's normal if he then doesn't play that people talk about that. And in every lineup I make a lot of thoughts go in, not particularly when Mo is playing or when he's not playing. Every time you have to make a lineup, you watch a lot of videos from the other team, and then you decide on what's best for our team. And I think I've said many times, we are playing again 3 games in 7 days. We hardly had to do that last season, but I think it's going to be the 3rd time now this season we have to do so. And that is that's a lot. So we need all the players. I would be surprised if the ones I start will make all of them 90 minutes, because on Saturday we have to play again. So yeah, it's as always a lot of thoughts go in, and not more or less when it's about Mo or it's about Florian or it's about Alex or it's about all the other ones I get a lot of questions about.
Are they difficult conversations or easy conversations because the player understands why you're doing?
No, it's never easy
not
to play someone, but that's not only in this situation for Mo, that's for all of them, because all of them are very good players and all of them are good enough to play for us, to start for us. So that makes it really difficult not to play a few, but that is the reality of every Premier League team, of every Premier League manager. Maybe I'm one of the few that, when you look at the top clubs, that's a bit lucky, because I think I don't have as many as some other managers have. So when it comes to the squad, I don't have to make difficult decisions. It's always the same who are in. The last few weeks there are always 2 academy players on the bench. But for the starting 11, it's always a difficult choice, because all of them have so much qualities, and it just depends on which quality you want to use for that game.
And lastly, Joe Gomez, he's had to bide his time to get the opportunities, and he had that opportunity at the weekend at West Ham, and it looked like he'd never been away.
Yeah.
Would that be a fair assumption to make?
That's a fair assumption to make, and that says all about him. I think he showed this skill, and I think it's a skill, so many times for Liverpool. So unfortunately for him, he has to miss out on too many games because of injuries. Reasons his whole Liverpool career, I think. During his whole Liverpool career, I think. But then when you play him again, it just he plays as if he's done that for years. Which he's done, but mainly with interferences, because he missed out on games. Comes a bit with experience maybe as well. It was a good performance. It always helps to have a good individual performance if the team plays solid and decent. And I think that's what he did. He got a lot of help from Dominic Szoboszlai, who played in front of him. So that made his job maybe a bit more easy as well. So yeah, good performance, and now very curious, because he's missed out on so many games, if he's able to start again.
We'll find out.
Yes.
Thank you, good luck.
You're welcome.